my husband is just my husband. And he's supportive of whatever I do. And I never hide the fact that he's my husband. At the AGM itself, he was the only man. And he said, I'm here to support my wife. So it's a very open thing.
He's an associate member.
Right, but Dr. Teo was saying that, actually Aware shouldn't have male members.
No, but he's not there to vote.
Let me clarify. Aware should not have male as ordinary members, which means they can vote. But Aware always have males as associate members, which means that they don't have voting rights.
So this is something that we want the press to really understand. The whole issue is about the constitutional amendments which will be discussed at the EGM. Right now, the whole story is all about anti-gay, Christian fundamentalists, but the whole issue that we want to address is about the proposed amendments to give voting rights to men. Men are already associate members, but they have no voting rights. They want to extend voting rights to expatriate women so that they can dictate on what's happening in Singapore. And also they want to give voting rights to minors, teenagers from 15 to 18 years old. So we are questioning the Exco members of Aware, the old previous Exco members of Aware, or the leadership, the old guard. What is your rationale? Because Aware is a women's organization. If they have an alternative agenda, then perhaps they should set up another outfit and be open about it and pursue that agenda and lobby for support and pressure the government. But do not use Aware, which is an organization for women, to push their alternative agenda.
Can I add something? The proposal to allow men to vote was actually put up at the 2008 AGM, and that AGM was attended by 30+ people. That proposal was thrown out at the 2008 AGM, and yet it was put up again for the 2009 AGM. The question is, who asked for this to be put up again? And why is it being considered again when, by a majority, it was thrown out at the previous AGM? The other thing I also want to mention is, we went there, we stood for election. Under the Constitution, as long as one ordinary member proposed and another ordinary member second, anybody who is an ordinary member can stand for election. Whether we would get elected or not depends on all the ordinary members who turn up for the AGM. Dr. Teo has said that it is an uphill task to get Singapore women involved in things like that. Singapore women, like me, I'm only interested in raising a family, paying off my mortgage, making sure that I can live in Singapore, which has got increasing costs. But this Aware is something that caught my attention because I saw an article in the papers where Constance Singham mentioned what are the objectives of Aware. So actually it was the objective of Aware is a cause for women. But when I learned about the developments, the recent programs like the comprehensive sexual education, which is going into our schools, reaching out to girls who are between 12 to 18 years old, it shocked me. And it was something which I wanted to find out more about, and that was one reason why I signed up to be an Aware ordinary member to attend the AGM. First of all, to understand the original objectives that Constance Singham talked about, why and what is the rationale behind all these CSE programs and spider lilies and so on. And really, what I was puzzled about, why is there a need to allow men to vote? And that was the reason I attended the AGM. And I felt that if I could contribute to society, yes, why not I stand for election? Besides, I have counseling experience and so on, and I'm also helping out in neighborhood schools. I have seen how Singapore women are discriminated against. In marriages, I have counseled women with marital problems, and some of them don't even know that they have rights under the Women's Charter. And the children that in the neighborhood schools, I find that many of them come from broken homes. Parents are in prison, and the single mother, is actually going through a really tough time in Singapore, and therefore it's something which I want also to be able to serve. And by joining AWARE, that is also one of the things. And that's how I stood for election. Whether I could be elected in or not is really a matter of who turned up for the annual general meeting. So if the old guard is really that interested, why didn't they turn up at the annual general meeting?
I can clarify. I can't.
I can clarify since I'm not bounded by a contract. I think I can answer in my conscience that there was only one person who stood up to run that day. There was really one person.
No, her question was about, did I mention? You can mention, you know, she knows the story. About what? No, her question is, did I even tell my bank?
Okay. I just want to say I've also worked in big corporates. Big corporates have got many terms and conditions, okay? Usually if you are taking on a position that is in addition to your full-time job, you are required to seek clearance from your employer, okay? When it comes to volunteer work with NGO, sometimes the employees may not be very clear as to whether they need to get clearance, especially when you don't get any remuneration, and it's really a matter of your own personal time, your volunteer personal time, and really your own interest.
Okay.
So what happened if you are going to say that there was anything done wrong by Josie? It was just that she did not submit an application before she stood for election at the executive committee.
I did submit them.
And actually now she has clarified.
See, I'm put in a very difficult position because...
I was referring to the second time.
Can we deal with it stage by stage? Yeah.
Okay,
Let Josie say.
No. I hope you understand I'm in a very difficult position. I'm not allowed to say anything that happened that night.
Okay, I will take it from there. Okay, anyway, Josie put in an application to send as an Exco member, and what was told to her is fine. Okay, then Claire resigned. Okay, which means that we have to name a new president, and Josie put in an application to say that she may be elected she may be named as the president, but at that time nobody knew who was going to be to be named the president to replace Claire. So we all set the date for the second Exco meeting on 15th of April. We all went there.